Welcome to the Palmetto Swamp Fox Adventure Race, everyone. 12 hours and roughly 60 miles of pure desperation through some of South Carolina's most daunting landscapes like woods, rivers, swamps, and marshes. We'll be experiencing fatigue, frustration, and trudging our way through clouds of gnats, racing against dozens of other teams, finding checkpoints along the way, all in hopes of making it to the finish line alive and with a new sense of what it means to be men, mountain men. Join us. McClellanville, South Carolina, the heart of the mighty Palmetto Swamp Fox. With 60 miles of biking, paddling, and hiking, map and compass in hand, we'd scour the landscape for checkpoints, their location pinned on our waterproof topographical map, which we'd have to locate using the latitude and longitude coordinates given to us. Hoping we mapped the location correctly, we'd check and recheck the position of our pin markings, circled and labeled with any other important notes. Along our route, we'd paddle, hike, bike, and paddle, hike, and bike again, stopping every so often at a transition area, where our bike or kayak was located, and switch from one to the other, to then continue on our grueling journey in the heat and humidity. But of course, before the race even began, we'd need to get there. And after we'd get there, we'd need to set and stage and get everything ready. And that's where this journey begins.
Bug repellent. I don't know what I did with it.
As soon as we arrived, we signed a mess of waivers and received a bag of essentials along with our map, which we immediately unrolled and began to study. But our progress was quickly interrupted by a cloud of gnats.
God, I can't work like this.
So we moved to higher ground to avoid them, and we continued scouring the map for our bike drop point further south down the highway.
No, I'm just going to plot one point where the bike drop-off is. Okay, so 633.
It's me, I'm the anchor. I'm here to hold the team back. I do think we're going to win though. As long as I don't turn on.
Soon we were headed south in search of our bike drop-off point somewhere in the woods.
What's up? None of us are looking at the road right now. Why are you looking at me? I love like a realistic scratching. You hit play, you go, oh.
The three of us rendezvoused at this here gas station, awaiting the slow and painful approach of Elliot the Dehumanizer to arrive in his trusty steed, and after several passings eventually pulled in.
Yeah, camping on North Pinckney up there. That's where I see you guys.
We got to get some bug repellent. Bugs are
Now he whipped out his bug repellent and he looked like, oh, this is tick repellent. And he just sprayed it all over.
On our way once more, we found ourselves driving down a dirty and gravelly path through tall pines and low scrub oak and past the occasional clear cut, trying to find out where exactly we needed to drop our bikes off so they'd be staged and ready for us when our first kayak leg tomorrow morning came to a close. We parked and got out, and our suspicion was confirmed as a man directed us further down the gravel road.
Boy Scouts down there, and that's supposed to be dropping our bikes down there. Boy Scouts? Yeah, that's
okay.
all. So I'm going to check that out, most likely down there.
Okay, thank you.
Indeed, he was correct, and soon we were unpacking.
What's up?
Do you have a pocket knife, John?
No.
No, you don't. It's less than 30 now. When did you?
Are you recording?
Might not
It's
have been.
copyrighted. This is from Tom Hanks' Splash.
I did 2 days ago. They still, I mean, they were still good.
Copyright. That's not how it works.
I did that the other day. Let's see what.
He asked me to do that. Your turn.
Back at base camp, we milled about, searching for our kayaks.
This one's labeled Team 34. Now there's another one here. That's 33, and that's another number. But it looks like they just didn't write the number on it. But this is probably ours.
And awaited debrief, where all the important information would be shared, like times and places and that sort of thing, and what to do, when and where, and that sort of thing.
We've been doing for 20 years now. If it wasn't for my outstanding volunteers, we wouldn't keep doing this. But every year, it's not just a drinking party for us. It's a time to put on this good race. And give them a round of applause, please. So, paddle section, your boat's going to be staged here. We'll have 3 safety boats out there. Safety boats will be identified by a red flag or streamers, orange and white streamers. So you'll see those guys out there, and they're out there for your safety. Look out for each other. The weather here is kind of odd. It's kind of changing up a lot. Cooled off tonight. During the day today, it was beautiful. Tomorrow's supposed to be really nice too, but I'd be prepared for anything. When you go to one of the TAs, your trail or our trailer with your resupply will be at that location. Well, I'll see you back here tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock.
So debrief was over, and we had all the information we needed. So naturally, the next step was to head back into town for a quick cargo load and one last family meal together before the race began.
Jeez, that AC's crazy. It's your AC.
We made it to morning, and a short walk with our heavy gear woke us up, at least a little, and we were greeted with a crowd of fellow racers all glued to their maps, plotting points and planning routes. Jean got to work, meticulously measuring distances and locating the exact location of each checkpoint, which was basically just a flag in the woods with a stamp on it, which we would clamp onto a piece of paper called a passport, and turn into the volunteers at each transition area to collect our points. Together, Elliot and Jean checked and rechecked each point's position on the map, which laid out a rough route through the rivers and woods, beginning with an 8-mile paddle. Along the way, we'd exit our boats and hike around on foot for a couple hours and re-enter the water to continue our long kayak. Then finally, we'd give our arms a rest and put our legs to the test and spend the rest of the day on our bikes, putting our heads down and pushing through all the way to the end. It was currently 6:30, and the race started at 7, but before we could begin, we had one thing left to do. We needed to find our boat bags and prep our boat bag, making sure we had paddles and life vests ready and in our kayaks. Looking for our boats. Oh, he has them numbered, yeah.
Lost Boys.
Come over here. Is this it?
You're over here, guys.
Oh.
Found them.
He's labeled in with a few. You can turn that light on. No. I can't see a thing. Look at that.
Yeah, y'all try on the life vest now. Probably gets the biggest one. There's a small to medium.
Alright, I guess just give me the small. Is that bad?
I mean, yeah, but maybe it would fit Elliot better. No one else has their headlight on. You gotta shut yours off. You gotta shut yours. You're flashing it right at it.
That's small. Give that to me.
So Noah.
So I'll ride.
Okay,
So we're riding together. You want to take?
Yeah, you put yours up front. Backpacks and stuff are gonna have to go in the middle. Put one bag for each person.
For our backpacks.
Everything. This thing will fill up in the water.
And why did I bother doing my phone up like with 4 bags?
Just because it could rain. It's even better. Finally, the time was upon us. The race was about to begin. 12 hours of pain and suffering was on its way, and our lives were about to change forever. The fear was building in my mind, taking control of me. And more fear built up as I prepared for the first leg, the special task, before our epic paddle began. It was a short run through the local town, a scavenger hunt for 5 checkpoints hidden throughout the landscape, but not the regular stamp checkpoints that required a passport, but a series of numbers and letters.
A2 times 2.
That I would have to write down and bring back to my team. And together, using a grid of letters and numbers, we would decode the information and form a word that would make us worthy of the precious passport, and we would be set loose, free to begin the journey. The time was now, and before I knew it, everyone started running and frantically grabbing the small maps with clues to the locations of these 5 hidden checkpoints. I grabbed mine and ran off, looking at the map and trying to decipher the riddles given to me. Already confused, I looked around me at the other racers to see if they'd help, but nothing happened. I stood there for a few moments trying to study the map and clues, but in the rush and chaos of it all, my brain was having trouble functioning. I read over everything a few times, but it hardly made sense. If we look close, we can read it ourselves. Palmetto Swamp Fox 2025, the 20th year of adventure, start O course. The object of this O course is to locate all 5 checkpoints and collect the matrix numbers off of the card below the O flag. Upon collecting all the matrix numbers, travel back to the boat ramp and by using the yellow posted matrix card, convert the matrix numbers to letters. Unjumble the letters to spell a word, give the word to one of the can-do staff and receive your passport. Okay, seems simple enough. Locate and collect the numbers. And with this came a clue. This adventure race. And below that, the important part. The locations of the checkpoints. Jeremy Creek near Oak and Morrison Streets. Behind the old Bethlehem Church. Where the creek crosses the Morrison. Creek crossing under Pinckney at Society. And Fire Tower at McClellanville Town Hall. Alright, so we had the locations. Now all we had to do was locate them on the map. Of course, it was some sort of hand-drawn and copied map, but it was pretty straightforward. You can see the locations here, like the meeting place between Oak and Morrison Streets, and the old Bethlehem Church. It should have been pretty straightforward, but in my anxiety-ridden mind, my brain was malfunctioning, and people were passing me. I had to get these points and write down the numbers, or else we couldn't continue. So I decided to start moving, running down the road and following the biggest jumbles of racers I could. I followed the majority of the racers through the dark streets, along the road and sidewalks, and under the occasional streetlight. I tried navigating, but it was just too dark out. The sun hadn't come up yet, and I had no flashlight, so I couldn't see a thing. I began to worry. I wasn't sure what I'd do, so I just kept following the larger group of runners, in hopes they'd lead me the right way. Soon we were running down a dirt path, onto a paved road, and beside what looked like a body of water, which I'm guessing was Jeremy Creek, and that meant we were probably headed toward Jeremy Creek near Oak and Morrison Streets. I tried my best to follow the crowd, making sure I didn't lose them. Then I realized I had to follow the same group of individuals in order to make sure I got all 5 checkpoints. I couldn't just follow folks haphazardly. I had to keep an eye on the same people. So I ended up following Jeff and his friends in order not to get lost. I was hating myself at this moment for not bringing a light. Soon Jeff and the group reached our first checkpoint, B3.
Okay, B3.
I hurriedly scribbled B3 onto my map and continued on, less worried now that Jeff was leading the way.
I should have brought a light.
Yeah, I should have. Around me was darkness, and the faint glow of the group's lights kept me running. I wanted to keep a good distance as to not alarm the group I was following them. I wanted to pretend like I knew what I was doing. So every once in a while, I'd look at the map and up and around as if I was making decisions, but I kept following them, making sure never to lose sight. I dropped my map and looked up, and we were at the next point, where the creek crosses Morrison.
B1.
On we went, soon approaching point 3, creek crossing under Pinckney at Society.
Write that one down.
B6.
Soon the birds were chirping and it started getting light out, and Jeff and the gang still led the way. We turned off Pinckney Street and toward the old Bethlehem church along the dirt path. I ran, out of breath, and feeling the urge to poop started coming up. And I wondered if the group ahead knew I was following them. But I had to keep going. I needed these points or we couldn't continue. Out from behind the trees appeared the magnificent church, like a beacon of hope, and I ran.
A2 times 2. A2 times 2?
A2 times 2. What the heck did that mean? Well, I didn't know, but I had 1 point left, the fire tower at McClellanville Town Hall. I started my journey back. Sun now coming up and the urge to poo was quite great.
Oh gosh,
Beautiful oaks passed overhead as I made my way down Pinckney Street, all the way back to the beginning. And there, towering above, was the fire tower, the keeper of the final checkpoint, E2.
E2.
So we got the final point, and I made my way back to the race start, handing the passport to Ben. Now was time for the difficult part. Taking the letters and numbers gathered, and decoding them using this yellow grid card posted on the beam. We slowly began piecing together the secret word, which was in the name on the map, and being the 20th anniversary of the race, we should have known sooner. But Ben soon had it figured out for everyone.
20. It's 20. I said it too loud. I said that way too loud.
We turned in the secret word to the man himself and received our beloved passport in return, containing 22 blank spaces for the 22 checkpoints hidden somewhere out on the landscape. Now we could truly begin the race. It was time for the first paddle section that would lead us out of Jeremy Creek and onto the Intercoastal Waterway. But first, we had to get in the boats and actually get going. But it was a downright sausage fest. With everyone hurrying and preparing the boats for launch, I tried my best to keep my composure as the devourer barked orders at me. I planned to keep my feet dry, but in the rush and panic, I drenched my only shoes.
So my feet are wet. All right. A little more. All right. Sorry.
Wait.
All right. Don't fall.
I'll fall in.
All right.
Wait, 1 second, 1 second.
Thank you. Thanks.
I gotta get on my seat now.
You're not on your seat?
I'm gonna try to get on my seat. Faster than those boats can move.
Oh yeah.
God, this is what we need to do. Our canoe
Hope I was filming.
Soon we were off, setting sail into the beautiful rising sun, ready for the day ahead of us. A day of biting gnats, steamy swamps, grueling miles in the heat, and camaraderie. Until next time.